Sorry.
Raphael,
I mean, honestly.
We can do this.
come on, Raphael. Keep it down.
Hey, let's get right on. We're back here with some more Fire and Three Houses of Verdant Wind Assassins. We just did a mission. Barely, but we did. We got through it. Kept our cool heads. We retrieved Flayn. She's okay.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. We didn't waste any time the previous month in getting to Flayn's whereabouts, which was key in rescuing her, I think. And the other girl, whose name we don't know, but it's Monica.
You actually found Flayn? Nice work.
Yeah! Nice work bringing Manuela back and making sure she was safe and alive, Claude. I'm proud of you for that.
It is a shame you could not be there, Claude. I would have liked for you to witness our mortal struggle against the Death Knight.
I wouldn't. He would have lost all faith in me as a professor if he had seen it. I'm surprised you guys didn't. We could not defeat him.
Hey, at least we managed to rescue Flayn and complete our mission. That's what counts, right?
To me, anyway.
Excellent work, everyone.
Not your undying admiration and
Now
love.
then, let's get these limp ladies to the infirmary, shall we?
Sure, as long as you never ever use the phrase limp ladies again.
No problem. I can carry them both at once.
Be gentle
Good
with them,
man.
Raphael. Let us carry each one individually and slowly.
And so they went
You know,
to do
Teach,
that.
seeing you smile sure makes me feel better. You look happy for a change.
I'm glad no one's dead. This makes me tremendously happy.
Do you really not know? Well, truth is, I've never seen you smile before now.
What? But I smile all the time when I'm using gambits. Are you telling me you haven't been paying attention to my facial expressions every minute of every battle?
At times, it made me wonder whether you were even human. But I suppose that was just my imagination running wild.
That's crazy. That's just your imagination.
Anyhow, we've probably kept Sedith waiting about as long as he can stand. Let's hurry up and tell him the great news.
I think maybe we've kept him waiting that long, like 3 weeks prior to this. Sedith's my man. Check out who and what is going on.
Professor, please allow me to express my eternal gratitude once more.
No.
Flayn is safe and sound, and I have you to thank for that.
That's twice you've thanked me in one breath. It's okay now. She's back. It's fine. I'm just glad nobody got their blood drained.
Mere words could never express how thankful I am. I am indebted to you.
But you're gonna try. Oh, fun. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I would have done the same for any other resident of the monastery. I was just doing my civic duty. I couldn't have done it without the students.
Yes, of course. I shall express my gratitude to the students as well.
Wasn't really what I was going for, but that would be a good idea, I suppose, if you're going to do it to me. But why was Flayn taken to begin with?
Her kidnapper was the masked knight who vanished during the rite of rebirth.
I picked up on this
The
also.
one known as the Death Knight. Considering the circumstances, it seems plausible to assume that his true identity is Yuritsa.
Good thinking. I hadn't even considered that.
And we cannot forget about the mysterious
I was
Flayn.
certain it was
Emperor.
Raphael.
His true motives are yet unclear. However, I have an idea. I believe the enemy may have been after Flayn's blood.
Oh yeah, you didn't know that. Right, well they were after her blood.
The blood that flows through her veins is special. It is extremely rare and extremely dangerous. If enemies who know the secrets of Flayn's blood have appeared, our only option is to leave the monastery and go into hiding.
Where?
Brother, wait.
Flayn, what are you doing here? You should be resting.
I do not like the path of your thoughts. I do not wish to live in some lonely, remote location where I never get to see anyone. Not ever again.
If we stay here, you may be targeted again. Wouldn't it be better for the two of us to live in peace?
I mean, do you really expect Flayn to say yes to that?
Even if we ran off to some new, secret location, there is no guarantee that they would not find us. That is why I believe it would be safest to stay in the monastery, where we are surrounded by capable knights and professors.
I see your point. I do. However,
You know it is the only reasonable option. What if I were to join the professor's class?
I'm on board with this, but just to be clear, I don't have any more room for you in my battle squad, so you're going to be keeping that bench real warm. Why would you do that? That's a great idea.
You think so too? I am so very pleased to hear that.
I mean, we could really use someone else to take care of all the weeding.
With a professor like you nearby, I shall be safe no matter what foe should appear.
Don't worry, I will keep you safe probably from most harms that are within my sight.
I see. I I am afraid you have a good point. Professor, due to my position, I have closely scrutinized everything about you.
Really? I didn't notice.
After all that has happened, I must admit that you are indeed a trusted ally.
Oh, you.
So what say you?
No
Can I
PDA in the
entrust you
workplace
with
said it.
Flayn's safety?
I'm a trusted ally. It would be my pleasure.
I am so glad that Flayn is safe.
Surprises me. You were really
Wonder what the
dismissive
story
about the
is
whole
about
thing
that
before.
other girl. She wore the uniform of the academy. But who is she?
I mean, she wore the uniform of the academy. Seems a safe bet that she's a student. Or a professor, I guess, but she looks a bit young for that, I would have said.
Well done, Professor. I see that I was right to ask your class for assistance.
What, did you not ask the other classes to help search for her? They were just doing it of their own accord?
I have been told that Manuela and Flayn are recovering nicely, as is Monica.
Good. Is Monica a student here?
Monica, the girl you rescued along with Flayn, is also a student of the Officers' Academy. However,
She is a student from last year's class. She went missing just before she would have graduated.
I'm sure she would have hated that. She's got to redo all her finals.
It never occurred to us that something might have happened to her at the monastery. We assumed she had run away. I never dreamed that we would find her. Not like this.
Monica has asked to rejoin the Black Eagle House once she has fully recovered.
Ah, shucks. Could have used another person to pull the weeds.
Our enemies are still out there, so we must remain cautious and continue our investigation.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, I would have given it a try at taking the Death Knight down. It just seemed very improbable.
However, we must also help the students to move on from this incident.
That would also be good for them.
After all, the Battle of the Eagle and Lion will be held in Gronder Field next month.
Oh yeah, competition.
Yes, the students will remember it for the rest of their lives.
As I'm sure they'll remember going down to the boiler room of their school to rescue someone who's getting their blood sucked for the rest of their lives. That's not the sort of thing one forgets.
Please guide them so that they may show us their best at the coming battle.
I will do what I can, my friend.
So, you'll be going to Gronder Field next month. You've never been there before, have you?
Let me think. No.
There is unease in the western side of the Empire, but everything east of the capital, Enbar, is stable.
There is? What's the unease about?
Well, there was a noble rebellion a short while ago, but it didn't amount to much.
Will you come to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion?
Sorry, but I've got my own mission, and it's far from Gronder Field.
It's fine. I'm probably going to really make a mess of it anyway. You won't want to watch.
The Church has always been quick to make use of those who work for them.
How dare they employ their employees?
What I'm more concerned about is finding out who among us is pulling the strings.
Yuritsa, according to everyone.
Ever since the Rite of Rebirth, strange groups have been seen around Garreg Mach, and elsewhere too.
Okay, that might have been me. I did form the club for eclectic seashell collecting. It presently has 7 members. We have a uniform. It's adorned with seashells. I'm sure that qualifies as a strange group, no?
There was also an incident where some knights investigating these suspicious strangers turned up dead.
That was not our club. The Eclectic Seashells Collecting Club denies any wrongdoing in the murder of knights, present or past.
Not that it's likely, but if something like that ever happens to me, search this room, every corner, behind every shelf. I'm going to leave something for you.
Are you? Don't say things like that.
Don't get me wrong. I have no intention of dying.
Most people don't.
I know it would be too much to ask you to cheer up, but can you at least drop the serious... Well, I'll be. Was that a smile just now?
I know it would be too much to ask you to cheer up. Ouch. It was a smile. See, look what Claude's done to me. He taught me how to smile. Insufferable, that man. Anyway, after a bit of poetry that we're going to skip because I'm pretty sure confident this is the same between all routes, and we did hear it once, and time is very much of the essence, it's time to go back to the monastery. I'm going to try and probably keep listening to most of the mission briefings from now on. It's just those like first 6 or so that are very much the same every time. It's like, we need you to kill some bandits. Some bandits? Yes. They're people who steal things from other people. I know what bandits are. Very much the kind of thing where it's like on a second playthrough, it's fine, you can skip it. I'm going to try and avoid skipping too much more, moving on, even if it's just the stuff. But you know, curious to know about how Balthus is doing. Go visit. Yes, we should. Even if it's just the stuff about, like, your mission for the month, which is mostly the same between classes. Let's go say hi to Balthus, whom I accidentally brought with me, but probably turned out for the better.
You are. Can we talk?
I need a favor, and you strike me as the charitable type.
I'm broke too, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm spending all my money on training gauntlets at the moment. This doesn't bode well.
Perceptive, aren't you? I know I shouldn't ask, but I need some gold.
This is a bad month for that.
Hard times all around then. Well, it was worth a shot.
That's hilarious.
That debt collector traveled all the way to Garrick Mach for nothing. If I were you, I'd feel bad about leaving the poor guy hanging like that, but it is what it is.
You're not seriously trying to guilt me into feeling for the person who's out for your blood. What kind of play is that? You'd better work hard to pay him back.
No, it's a lose-lose. I owe the church, too. That means any work I do here, they take a cut.
Rip.
The only way to escape my financial burden is to get clear out of Fodlan.
I see your struggle. Your thought saddens me greatly.
Oh, didn't mean to bring you down. No, it's just joking.
I genuinely did not. You've been roaming all around as far as I know.
You'll have to decide
I thought you were intending to
and then
bolt.
fight for it. Can't let your wallet control your fate. If money was all I cared about, I never would have walked away from inheriting a baron's house.
So why did you walk away from inheriting a baron's house, by the way? I didn't know that about you. You don't seem very noble to me. I didn't know that about you. Oh, this is really like good guy response, bad guy response today.
It's a minor house in the east of the Alliance. I like to say I stepped aside for the good of the house. Has a nicer ring to it than saying I just wasn't cut out for the gig. Or that I lacked the right temperament.
That's fair as well. I certainly would. I think I'd do the same in your position.
My distinguished little bro took my place. Fact is, he's a much better man for the job.
First I've heard you had a brother.
Don't go feeling sorry for me now. I didn't mind one bit. Truth is, I'd have been miserable in that life. Having
I
that
imagine you
title was
would.
nothing but fuss. Fuss is the worst. This way of life suits me much better. And you?
What about me?
You showing up at Garrick Mach was a coincidence wrapped in happenstance.
You're telling me.
Your pops was a renowned mercenary leader. It can be safely assumed you'll follow in his footsteps.
I don't know. Now I'm kind of digging the pay from this teaching gig, I gotta say.
Don't you ever feel like that life was decided for you?
Yes. I'm not sure if you've got a point. I've never thought about it like that.
Better start pondering that one real quick, pal. Why keep breathing if your life isn't your own, yeah?
That's a bit intense, but I suppose I see your point. Freedom and all
There's
that.
a decided lack of gold here, so I'll be
Sorry.
off now. You think on what I said.
Will do. He is slightly more wise than at first glance. Anyway, he's definitely got I don't know what the right word is, but there's like a not street smart exactly, but
It's finally time. The Battle of the Eagle and
he
Lion
knows
at
himself well.
Rendezvous
Anyway,
is this month.
there's a word for
Don't
that.
tell me you forgot, Teach.
Intrapersonal? I think that's the one. Intrapersonal intelligence, unless I'm thinking of something else. Forgot? How can I possibly forget? Ray won't stop talking about it. It slipped my mind.
You're kidding. Come on, Teach. I need you to keep it together for me. Don't lose focus when it counts. The Battle of the Eagle and Lion is one of the Academy's annual traditions. It's a huge mock battle between the three rival houses.
But you know all about rivalry battles, Professor. There was one right after you got here, remember?
Yeah, it's extremely rigged.
I hear the Battle of the Eagle and Lion will be held in Gronder Field, far away from Garrick Mach.
I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest, if they're going to cheat like they did before.
The house that defeats the most opponents wins.
I know they're
It's
not.
a three-way battle that relies heavily on strategy. Sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Actually, now that you put it like that, it sounds very exciting.
Hey, Claude, what about Professor Manuela? Do you think she'll be able to join us despite her injuries?
I've seen her drink through worse, so maybe.
I'm afraid she's sitting this one out, as is Professor Hanneman.
Oh, what a shame.
As my persistent rival will not be present, it only goes to follow that I must also sit out this year's battle. Now leave me be, Claude.
I like the implication is that he was like pestering him for that information. So you consider Manuela your persistent rival, do you? In that case, I must sit out too.
Oh, don't worry about us. You know you want to see the kids in action.
I can do that from up on the cliff.
If it
There's a
isn't
nice
our own
vantage point.
Professor Manuela. All things considered, you're looking well.
Thanks to all of you. But I'd only be a burden out there. My students don't need to see me collapsed. Well, not on the battlefield anyway.
Gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Does that mean you really won't be joining us for the battle?
It is a shame. I enjoyed your fierce combative spirit when we engaged in the rigged battle before.
Correct. We will not be participating. Regardless, do not expect victory to come easily. or at all.
Okay, should I leave the sort of creator behind? That feels like a weapon of mass destruction and war that I shouldn't bring into like the school volleyball game.
Well put. We've spent the past few months pushing our students to their limits. You can see me in the infirmary after they destroy you.
Oh, don't test me. I'll go to that infirmary when I break all my bones by accident, tripping over myself to hit who was not in my party? Bernadetta? This doesn't seem fair.
Oh my, look at you. If you're as confident as all that, my students will walk all over you.
Well, never mind about that.
We have taught our students well. There is no need to hold back. Challenge them with everything you have.
This I will do, Professor Hanneman. You have my word. And Manuela, but you seemed a little more gung-ho that you were certain you wouldn't lose no matter what, so I feel like I don't need to tell you that I'll give it my all because you don't care. Good! There's a whole bunch of stuff going on at the monastery today, including the fishing tournament. Oh, does that really only happen on the first day? I didn't realize. Well, we're going to be headed there anyway, to the monastery because it's a heckin' monastery that we've got to engage in here. What we also got to engage in is the purchase of these things, because I want to do some more, try for some more class ups here. So who can take the exam? That would be... Oh, Claude's already a thief. What am I doing? Lawrence can take it with a 64. Ignatz can take it with a 67. Marianne can take it with a 65. Oh, she looks kind of cool as a thief, doesn't she? It sort of works her. I don't know if it's just because like of the fur gives her sort of like a sort of natural look, almost druidic, which kind of vibes with Marianne. That's a good look for her. Who is not thief? Right, you've got Myrmidon, but you're not mastery, so we probably want to do that at some point. And Happy hasn't reached thief. And what's your chance in it? 63, so you're going to be lower priority. God, your green color scheme is so cool because your hair is red. So who had the highest chance? Was it Ignatz? Look at the sprite for Warrior Ignatz. Or Fighter, I guess it is. No, it's Brawler. 67, so I think that's among our better chances. I doubt we'll, considering the probability of the last time we got like 4 of them, I doubt we'll get all these 3. Oh, but Ignatz seems to, I think the musical notes just 100% means you've got it, right? Sweet, Ignatz has got it. We fist bumped at the same time. Well done, you. And you've got the mastery. I think most of us have the mastery now. Actually, is there anyone who does not have the mastery? Petra doesn't have the Myrmidon mastery because she skipped it, right? Actually, everyone else I think does have it, so we shouldn't really hold back anymore. I do want to. I'm gonna go for the class ups on people now, even though we're gonna run out our intermediate seals and that'll suck. Because I'm definitely not gonna. It would be very unlikely that I pass all of them. You had 65 or something like that? 64. No, I know there was someone with 65. It was you. Oh, I hope Marianne isn't the first one to fail. She'll feel so bad about that. It's not your fault if you do. Oh my god, we're doing amazingly with all these classes. We haven't failed a single one so far. This is spectacular. And a buff up to maybe defense, or no, Dex goes up to 11, doesn't it? And strength up to 9. Stupendous work, Marianne. I'm so thrilled the way we've been lucking out all of these without even having 100% chances on any of them. Right, and I want to do both as a beginner exam just to get them to the Myrmidon. We need to buy one. So now it's just you with 63. Lawrence with 64, and you're a thief, 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 you're a thief. So just Lawrence and Happy remaining to become a thief, right? Indeed. Sorry, Happy, but as your chances are the lowest, I think it is only fair that I do Lawrence first. Much as I would love to give you special treatment. Alright, Lawrence, we've had excellent luck with classes so... Wow, this is a bonkers that we haven't failed a single one of these when you consider the consecutive nature of these.
Was there any doubt?
I mean, there was 36% of doubt. That's ludicrous that we haven't failed a single one of those yet, but I'm very thrilled. All right, I won't repair those just yet because we're probably going to be wanting to buy new weapons as well and such. I think that the certifications are really the only thing you can do here that you can't do at the monastery, so time to explore then. How's Lauren's looking the thief? I'm going to guess not amazing. Actually, it looks kind of cool. I think I'll keep him that. Ignatz, it's all right. Because the green works well with his hair, but I think I like him in the monastery outfit. You obviously were keeping that. Marianne looks cool. Yeah, Marianne looks cool. I'm not sure what it is about Marianne. Maybe it's the fact that her hair is kind of just the way with the braid, and then like it's sort of like a very tight and tidy sort of style that it gives her such a heroic air. I'm not sure how else to describe it. Right, and she's got the hair coming down like the side, which I guess just because it reminds me of Link. But I always find that sort of hairstyle with like locks of hair coming down the front look really heroic, which is why she looks awesome in all the class outfits. Although, especially any sword fighting stuff. Right, sorry, I forgot to buy that beginner seal for Balthus' sake. Just give him a little bit of extra stats for as we're sortieing him a whole bunch of stuff. Come on, Balthus, I know you can do it. We just had a good talk about money. You don't need money to write a test. Yeah. I mean, I needed money to buy the thing to let you write the test, but you know what I mean. It's gonna bring your dex and speed up a bit, is it? Nice.
Was there ever any doubt?
You know, Lauren said the same thing, but in your case, there actually wasn't. How's he look in the thief outfit? Or Myrmidon, or whatever this is. Myrmidon, yeah. It's alright, actually. Yeah, I'll keep him in that for a bit. Like Marianne in the mercenary outfit looks cool as hell with the shoulder pads. Is this soldier here or is that before? I think soldier looks, I forget if it looks lame or not. It looks alright on her. It's not a terribly flattering outfit on anyone, I guess. In fighter, I mean, she looks good in all the outfits, basically. This is a sweet thing. We've got 4 free days and 3 teaching days this month, which is really, really excellent. And we've got our first 2 paralogs, which are, let me just have a look here. Yes. Because Land of the Golden Deer, I think I've heard of that. Lawrence receives a letter from his father, Count Gloucester, who wishes for his son to resolve a territorial dispute that is about to escalate to violence. We have 7 more story missions to get to that one, which is good, because it's suggested level 17. It seems Happy has gone missing. Following a tip from Balthus, your search leads you to the black market in Enbar. Oh god. Let's definitely not do that yet. Thank god it's Happy though, because that probably means she's going to be the one who's going to be like, starts at the other corner of the map and she can handle herself for a bit. Happy, don't go missing just yet. That would be wildly counterproductive. So I don't like competition and I want to do it. I want to do the Battle of the Eagle Lion. Help me. You think of an excuse to get me out of this.
This monastery is more dangerous than I expected. It's likely that our foes have infiltrated the ranks of the teachers. And there may be others of questionable character about as well.
There are certainly others of questionable character. Have you seen Lawrence's haircut?
If you ask me, there is something amiss about that old man, Tomas.
Yeah, he's got a weird earring. And he pops up behind people in the library to scare them. I think maybe he's just an old creep Southis. Don't worry about it. Hello?
Having a fishing tournament before the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. At first I couldn't figure out what they were thinking, but the fish are especially tasty this time of year. So I don't question it anymore.
I like the way, cut of your jib, I like the way you think.
Had any, Professor? You'd better eat up before it's all gone.
Oh, there'll be more to catch, don't you worry. And you know what, I'm decided that I'm going to do that off camera because it takes forever and you don't want to do that. And my hard drive doesn't want to see that. If you want to, you'll probably get the same effect by just going back to the Azure Moon playthrough and finding the episode where we did the fishing tournament there. If you really have a hankering to watch it again. Hey, Claude. By the way, I didn't really ever properly thank you for that, the Yaritza Solve, and figuring that we needed to go to his quarters. That was really clever of you.
Going all the way to the Empire for a mock battle? This is serious business. And there's a reward to be had as well. I'd really like to win this thing. Everyone else seems to be raring to go too. We're all looking to you to guide us, Teach.
Yeah, I'm glad you all have so much more gumption for it than I, because you're gonna need to make up for me.
Well,
hey, Marianne.
Excuse me, Professor. Do you think it would reflect poorly on me if I chose not to take part in the Battle of the Eagle and Lion?
Not in the slightest. We only get to bring so many people, and we will have Petra to substitute in if you're really worried about it. You do whatever makes you feel comfortable, Marianne. Don't you want to participate?
Well, I don't really want to leave the monastery.
Yes, well, that is sort of unavoidable with this, because we're going as far as Gronder.
I'm not very confident, but I'll try my best.
Thank you. This is all I can ask. I'm secretly very, very, very happy that you are choosing to, because I don't want to give anyone else your gambit. You're doing an excellent job with it. Plus, I have that Levin sword I should give to someone. Ooh, supports. Hello? Oh, with me and Marianne. I probably only just got that. Well, why not? It's not a support theater day, but if we just got that, let's go say hello to Marianne. I think we probably already had C with most of our students, so we're up to B with her, maybe?
Professor.
Oh, Tomas! What is it with you and popping up behind people, man? You gotta cut that out.
When you feel that first refreshing breeze upon your face, you know it is almost time for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
Sure. What? I guess it's May right now. Yeah. So, which is, the time I'm recording this is May 31st in real life, so we're catching up to where we are in real life in this game now.
Gronder Field is within the Empire, but the path there from the monastery necessitates passing through Alliance territory.
So we'll be able to do some fun Alliance sightseeing is what you're saying.
The biggest river, the Aramid River, flows along the border between the Empire and
Can't
the
wait.
Alliance. You will have to cross one of the largest bridges upon that river. The Great Bridge of Verdant.
One of the largest bridges. It's like, the Great Bridge of Verdant, it's like, you know, it's up there in how impressive it is. Hello, did you drop something? I think I already made a joke about you dropping your contact lens in the last playthrough, did I? Well, let me know if you need help. I'm a professor, which in this world basically means I do whatever the church wants me to. So, if finding the knight's contact is in the interest of the church, I suppose I'd have to do it. Is Marianne around here? We're going to have a tea party. Hi. Maybe would like to speak to me? That was a superb time. In fact, I sought you out in particular.
Professor?
Hi, Marianne.
There's something I need to say.
Shoot. I'm happy to listen.
Thank you. How should I put this?
However you want.
I don't seem to be getting along with everyone.
Oh.
I don't contribute much either.
Well, I'm not sure about either of those are true. Ignat seems quite fond of you. Raphael hasn't stopped talking about birds. Lawrence was a bit creepy, but he said some nice stuff. And you've been contributing some massively useful heals and wrath strikes.
Am I a nuisance to you, Professor?
No.
If so, I'll leave.
Please don't.
Of course, my adoptive father may not understand, but if I must...
Well, you're planning to just go home? Your adoptive father.
Oh, my adoptive father is one of the new nobles of the Alliance. His territory is to the north. He was a distant relative who took me in after my parents vanished.
They vanished?
He's blessed with great
Ouch.
drive and ambition.
It's the first I've heard of it.
Some
First I
may go
remember
so
anyway.
far as to call it avarice.
Some being you, or just others?
He wishes to marry me off to a powerful noble. That's why he sent me to the academy.
What? I mean, I guess if you're a noble, you have money. You have some money to spare on giving your daughter a knight education, but oh, no, that makes sense, I guess. Because a powerful noble wouldn't necessarily be able to protect themselves, so to have a bride who was a knight also and could fight, that would be useful. No, that does make sense. It's really grim, but I see the intent.
If I left now, I'm sure he'd have a strong opinion about it.
Well, that is a choice that you'll have to make. I don't believe I feel qualified to advise you there. I'm not a guidance counselor. Except when I go to the box.
We strayed away from the topic. I'm not good at telling stories either.
Well, it was a hard story to tell. It wasn't very fun. I understand.
Good. I'm glad. So, as I was saying, are you sure I'm not bothering you, Professor?
99.8% sure. You're no bother at all.
Oh, I'm so grateful to hear you say that. What I'm trying to say is, you should keep your distance. I'm more trouble than I'm worth.
Well, if you insist, I will do as you request, but that seems wrong to me, what you said. Never mind. Even if you insist, I won't agree to that.
You only say that because you don't know the real me.
Don't I? No, I guess you're
sorry.
right. I've only known you for like 6 months. Okay. Shoot, I probably shouldn't have said that so forcefully. Well, your motivation is at max, though, so I can't have done that horribly wrong. Let's head to the Abyss before I forget. I haven't quite been using the, quests. Who's leaving tea? Someone's very kindly leaving tea. I wonder if anyone's actually leaving this out for me, or if it's like, someone just keeps accidentally leaving their tea here while they go on their lunch break or whatever, and I'm just coming out and balking at it every time. Hello, Bubber. Yeah, anyway, I forget what I was saying. Right, I haven't been using the, sauna too much after the first time I used it, but I sort of expected it to be the sort of thing that when you have points to burn, you're going to really want to do that because it's going to, especially in endgame, you're growing skills so slowly because you're such a high level that it takes like 3 story missions before you advance from A to A+. So at that point, having this on, it would be really useful to keep on for a whole month to keep. If you did it with like your entire main party, like you spent a day doing sauna with everyone, then they could be like, everyone's teaching and everything would just be getting buffed up and it would be really wicked. She reminds me of someone, Monica, I assume you're talking about.
Young lady, Monica. Might she be Baron Ox's daughter?
From my recollection of 3 Hopes, which I barely played, yes, her last name was Von Ox.
We're not acquainted, but I have heard tell that the Baron has a daughter roughly her age. Despite my current circumstances, I was born into House Nouvelle, one of the preeminent houses of the Empire. Didn't you know?
I think I might have heard of this once before.
There isn't much of my house left to speak of, but mark my words, someday it shall return in glory.
Consider your words marked. All right, I gotta get this to Flayn at some point. I can't wait to see this secret roster in action in the next tea party we have as well. Hello.
You, listen up. I've got something to report.
Yeah, your mate's gone. Where do they get off to? I don't see them anywhere
You're
here.
wondering where Mr. Backup is, aren't you?
Correct.
Figured you'd want an update, or report, if you will.
Whichever, or an update, a report, and analysis.
Such nonsense.
Well, that's not much of a report.
He'll be back, right? I bet so. I think he liked this place, especially the company. He really had something. He'll miss it. Just you wait and see.
I'm sure. Oh, there's someone talking to the secret teacher in the pub here. Oh no, they're hanging out at the bar. Hello.
Come join me over here. For once, we've got plenty of food.
Well, don't worry about it. I've got tons of current and stuff in my personal stores, so you keep all that for yourself.
Folks up above caught so many fish that we got a bunch more down here than usual.
Oh yeah, there is that going on, isn't there?
It's not too common to get a big fishing haul down here in Abyss.
Oh, roast salmon for everyone. Like the sound of it. God, I could go for some salmon right now. Oh, you know what I could really go for? Some dim sum. I've been craving dim sum for a few weeks, since the last time I had dim sum. Gotta love dim sum. Whoa there. Your equilibrium is all askew. Do I need to call Dr. Manuela? Manuela can... Before I was thinking she could treat your hangover, but this looks like a much more serious and chronic problem. By the way, I'm not allowed to do this yet, right? I assume these have... Right, they say the locked episode 13, so that's like in the in-phase chapter, tier, term, sequence, act 2. Love questionable notices. By the way, how is this going on? Is anyone any more... Ooh, we could get some Training Gauntlets Plus with the... That would be kind of nice, because we're... No, but we very much need to be getting, oh, I could buy more intermediate seals from here. Oh, I didn't realize that. That's cool. I'm gonna get one for Happy right now, but we really do need to be saving the renown for the Saint statues at the moment. We've got enough to buy one intermediate seal, though, surely. Or, you know, pray one into existence. Take my popularity and give me a seal. Thank you. Ooh, and I gotta head over to the greenhouse before I forget as well. But I should not do that before I've got my professor level, which is definitely gonna happen soon. Those are nice urns. How much for that one, please? Boris, how's it going?
Hey, pal. This month is the big brawl, yeah? Yeah, it's the Battle of the Eagle and Lion.
You said you might have been responsible for losing it one time, didn't you?
Here, I'm free to join in. My heart's
Yeah, surprising me.
bursting. My muscles too, but that's pretty normal for me. This is big, pal. The legendary king of grappling's triumphant return. The other houses won't know what hit him.
Well, I might be bringing you as an adjutant, but I hope it's the same. And everything you're hoping for anyway. Dun, dun, dun. I see you two are still at it. I've just realized that we have more garbage to eat. Does this go up with the professor level as well? I forgot. Oh no, it goes up with as the renown the influencers tier goes up. Look at him looking around like, is there? Wait, I'm sure there's something in the corner here. What have we got? A rusted sword, an iron axe. That rusted sword's probably just gonna be iron or something like that, but beats nothing, I guess. Where is that thing? Why don't I see it here? Oh, it's in my inventory. That's why. Forged into an iron sword, sure. Well, there's a dog in here as well. Oh, look at the dog. He's looking at old man's face. That's cute. I still can't wait for what's all going to. I guess the influencer will be able to lock this thing in Act 2. I'm really excited for whatever that is. I keep trying to run it through my head and guess what it's going to be, but so far my guesses have been somewhat off about what certain features are. I didn't know what the mysterious teacher would do, and I didn't know what the... I didn't really guess properly what the secret roster was, for instance. Yuri and Happy, how's it going?
The battle of the Eagle and Lion is almost here. Time certainly is strange.
I know.
All this really has me feeling nostalgic. Back when I was in the academy, I took part in the battle too.
Did you know? Aren't you only like 20? So that was only like 2 years ago or something. Which class were you in?
The Blue Lions.
Cool.
Back then, I was
Dedoy. You were with Count Rowe.
Lady Rhea still watches the battle, yeah. Best of luck to you, friend.
Hey, well, you might be coming along too. Probably not, though. But you might. Happy? You'd be devastated if what? Probably something more important. You're probably not worried about the mock battle.
By the by, do I have to participate in this Eagle and Lion thing this month?
Not if you don't want to.
Gotcha. Well, I hope we win. You won't like what happens if I'm on the losing team.
You mean you're gonna sigh and this is what's going on? Ah, so it sounds like she really does want to win. Well, then I suppose it would be a shame to keep you off the team. Which is good, because I don't think I could spare you after Marianne. It seems not very eager to do it. People with crests do whatever they want.
Came for me. They were completely without mercy. They killed everyone.
When? Who? And where? What?
My parents, my husband, my son. They all died for nothing. For being in the way.
What? Where was this? We must apprehend these people at once.
People with crests do whatever they want. No one even tries to stop them. Especially not the church.
Right, well, I guess we won't be the people, but someone should put them to justice. God, when? What happened? Feels like it warrants far much more intrigue and investigation. Maybe not intrigue, that's an insensitive thing. Sorry. Anyhow, what's my professor level looking like right now? You get a little bit for harvesting, right? So I might as well go harvest first to see how much, and then I could probably do a few meals or something, just to round it out.
Professor.
Oh, howdy. Because I would like to have it at max before the end of today. But there are other things I'd like to spend my points on. But I guess I'll do the meals first, just so I can get the professor level. Do you get professor level for making meals with stat boosting food with your friends? I don't remember. But I'm probably gonna want to do that anyway. It's because it's good to do most months. If we're heading to the Battle of the Eagle and Lion, I actually find this one not quite so difficult most of the time because you can let the opponents take each other down. And even though it gives them stat buffs eventually, they're going to get some stat buffs because you can't prevent them from taking each other down all the way. It's just like, if you don't do anything, then they're going to get stat buffs up the hell. But I've just owned that. I'm saying up the hell now because I keep saying it by accident. To hell and back. That sounds more nice. I mean, it doesn't sound nice, but you know what I mean. Black Iron Spur, related closely to a knight. That's probably Felix as he was standing there before, talking about how Ryuitsu was impulsively handling his blade. Anyway, having them the fact that you can pit them against each other is quite useful because this is the sort of game I tend to find where one strong enemy is not as difficult as multiple somewhat decently strong enemies. Getting swarmed is bad, so as long as you can have them take each other down a whole bunch, then you get like 3 or 4 who have wicked stat upgrades on them, but then even then they're usually at low health, so it ain't all bad. Right, I gotta go to the... Oh, right, you get Professor level from fishing as well. So you know what, I'll do part of the fishing tournament right now just to get my Professor level, but you only get Professor level from fish that aren't the tournament fish, so I might have to buy some of my own bait. That's what I'll do. Ambrosia! Yes, and it gives you 200 off the bat. Sweet. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go spend most of my money right now on some fishing bait, get my Professor level up the next tier, then we'll plant some more probably, and then call it there maybe.
I thank you. This one, yes?
I've got enough money to buy all the bait anyway. And it'll make it back anyway as well, so I'll just fish as much as required as is required to get my Professor level up that high, and then I'll do the rest on my own time. I could use some money, so let's take all the gold ones we can find. Platinum! Booyah! Oh shoot, actually I should check what the next Monastery Days special events are, because if one of them is any kind of special fishing thing, we would like that. Especially if it's fistfuls of fish, or the shiny one where you get all the money fish, because we are somewhat broke at the moment. As I said, bullheads are also good. Hang on. What's going on the next Monster Day? There is some fishing thing going there. It is golden fish. That could be some good money. So what I'll do is I'll use the weaker bait now, and I'll save some of my good bait for then. I'll try to remember anyway. I might forget when I go to do the fishing tournament off screen. It is possible for the tournament bait to catch normal fish, but it doesn't always do it. It mostly catches the tournament fish. You get 30 from doing the from catching a red fish, or at least the particular red fish I just caught, which is a Tutatis Luch or something like that. So I guess the red ones are good to gather, considering our limited bait. Actually, does it make more sense to do this with meals so I can save all these for the golden fish day? Probably it does.
No.
Sure it does. Let's see. You only get like 200 from a meal time like this, don't you? So I guess we'll have to see. Claude and Lawrence, why not? They're at the top and all. And we could use their motivations up, and they have support together and stuff like that. Oh, that looks good.
To invite someone else to dine with us, Professor, I would have preferred you choose a lady.
Well, that's your prerogative. You could have just not shown up.
Yeah, I don't mind a straight-laced noble joining us. I'm happy just to share a meal with Teach.
Wow, you guys are brimming with cooperative vibes today, aren't you? Okay, I'll do one more meal because that was 300, which is pretty good. And then I'll just do the rest with fish. Okay, I guess we want to do the, is it Harvest Festival today? Okay, right. Let's do vegetable stir fry, why don't we? Yuri and Happy? That sounds kind of like fun. They have supports together, obviously. So let's do that. I don't think we've ever taken Yuri to a meal before, have we?
This is all kinds of tasty.
I've eaten many meals in my
Oh, maybe we have.
This is divine.
This sounds familiar. Anyway, that's good, and that's 300-ish. Oh, no, it was only 200. I guess we get more for the day's special. All right, I'll do the rest with fishing now. Sorry, I'm really bouncing back and forth between it because I'm like, I want to min-max this and get a lot of golden fish out of the next fishing day. I hope I don't forget, because we really could use some well-refined training gauntlets. That'll be really helpful for us all. Not to mention, we gotta do something with that Levin sword. I think it probably makes sense to not, if we're going to refine that, not refine it just yet. We should refine it after we've used all its uses and it's become a broken one. Because refining it also repairs it. So because we're going to be having a hard time getting arcane crystals early on, it makes more sense to get as many uses out of it as possible by using it to its fullest and then forging it up to the next tier if we were wanting to do that. Because forging it to the next tier also increases its durability, I believe. For most weapons it does anyway. I had 130 experience left. How much do you get from a silverfish? Oh, only 10. You don't get much for those. Much professor level, but I still want them over any other fish anyway. For the money. But the red ones are probably giving us the most experience at the moment because they have the most health endurance thing. Which, by the way, I don't know if I've ever mentioned, I love how it's supposed to, it looks sort of like an old Fire Emblem health bar. There we go. Awesome. What does this give us? More activity points for battles and exploration. Oh, so we finally got our second battle. Brilliant. And more exploration. Oh, that's all. Okay, so there's no more greenhouse slots. But I'm glad we tried. Got at least that far. I can harvest. Oh, I already harvested them. That's fine. We were saying 2 root and 1 eastern has been going well. I say we keep doing that. Is predicted yield always 1 sprig for us because of the type I'm investing in here? Like, would it be better if I did all 3 eastern maybe? We'll have to try that at some point. Anyway, this has been going decently well for now. I just wanted to make sure I did that before ending this episode because I would almost certainly forget and do something else with my activity points and stuff. So we've got more people to talk to, obviously, a whole bunch of quests to undertake, 3 more activity points to spend. Supports? And apparently support with Yuri. As well as he's got a support with Happy. So we've got stuff to do next time, in other words. And I'm going to write down for myself now, don't use the friggin' fish bait till the shiny day. Very cool that we have 2 activity points now, though, because... Well, just for 2 battle days is what I'm talking about. Not just because that's good to do 2 battles, but because we have some outstanding battle quests need taken care of. Very good. So, next episode, we're going to be just going to be doing some more monastery, and then the episode after that probably we'll be able to do all this side stuff. Depending on, I assume we're not going to be taking on any of this paralogs because they are way over our level. So, I would very much not like to do those this month. We're probably just be doing some other normal battles, and actually, well, it depends if any of the battle quests, any of the quests we get today are battle quests, because we've still got this one that Seth asked us to do a long ago, which will give us some merchant military and some renown and stuff. So we want to get it done at some point. Anyway, speaking of, let me just give Petra some kind of battalion before I inevitably forget. Her authority's only at E right now, so she doesn't get too much choice here. But this one ain't bad. That someone else had already made, so we may as well put that on until we find you a better one. And that's us for now. So next video on the channel is going to be our next episode of Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, which I already recorded, and it was good fun story-wise. Unfortunately, there were some more mic issues. I had, for a little bit here, my setup was all screwy because I just moved back here, and I'd messed up the mic with it. So unfortunately, that does carry over to that Dual Destinies episode 38. But other than that, story progress-wise, it was a lot of fun. So I can't wait for that. And that's all for now. So thank you so very much for coming around. Hopefully, I will see you around. Admiral's gonna be out of here now. Peace! Hunter, wait, look. Oh, that's terrifying to see that in first person. I mean, it's always in first person with the scope, I mean. It's gotta be like right on top of this roof. They signs towards it and all. Which is just give us 2